Alright guys, so check out this clip here. This is Cold-Blooded in Modern Warfare multiplayer. Okay, this is very important. Modern Warfare multiplayer. And this is going to directly tie into what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So, undetected by AI targeting system and thermal optics does not trigger the high alert warning. Okay, so that means this does not counter combat scout. Okay, high alert. Your vision pulses when outside when enemies see you. Triggered by enemies controlling gunners, Wheelsons, IAVs, and APCs. And there is no such thing as combat scout in multiplayer. Okay, that's cool. So keep that in mind, guys. What Cold-Blooded does in multiplayer. Let's hop on over to Warzone. Alright, let's go to this one, for example. Look at that, I have Dark Matter and Damascus. Cold-Blooded. Undetected by AI targeting systems with thermal optics, does not trigger high alert warning, and negates combat scout. Okay, enemy combat briefly highlights them for you and marks them for the entire squad. Okay, so it's a Warzone exclusive. So guys, in those starting clips there, you saw Cold-Blooded has no effect on Combat Scout in multiplayer. And yes, that's right guys, Tempered and Combat Scout are now appearing in multiplayer. People have found an exploit and they are using it and they are ruining lobbies in Modern Warfare. It's not just in Shipment, guys. I love playing Shipment and Shootouts because they're my favorite maps in the game. That's how I had the most fun. I'm going for Obsidian camo and a lot of weapons now and just leveling up weapons. So those maps just make the most sense. They're the best maps we have. There are lots of good maps that came with the DLCs. But to be honest, not a lot of people are really playing them anymore. And that's because people have more fun in Shipment. Search and Destroy, completely ruined. I don't play Search and Destroy. I don't like Search and Destroy. I don't find it interesting whatsoever. But I know there's a huge community who does. And they're getting pissed off too because Combat Scout is completely ruining the balance of Search and Destroy. And that sucks. That something you really enjoy playing in a game that did it so well is completely fucked. It's so sad. It really is. And this perk wasn't even designed for this game. Like, for Warzone, yeah, it makes sense a little bit. And there's a counter. Just run Cold-Blooded. But you have to give up EOD and whatever other perks you like running. This perk is pretty much equivalent to Recon in Modern Warfare 3. It was a powerful perk if you got Pro. Like, before it was explosive damage, now it's explosive and bullet damage. So you had to do some work to make it very powerful. You would know where someone is and can track them when you had Recon Pro, and that was great. But there were counters. There was balancing. There was perk balance. You couldn't run Blind Eye Assassin and Sit Rep and MP7 Suppress all in the same class, because if you were one of those losers, of course. You had to sacrifice not having Blind Eye. You'd have to sacrifice Sleight of Hand. You'd have to sacrifice Scavenger. You had to sacrifice so many different perks just to run this one perk, which does give you quite a big advantage, but some of the reload speeds were very slow. Like the MP7's reload was pretty slow. ACR, not so bad. Most of the assault rifles, not so bad. LMGs, it made a lot of sense on LMGs. We could go on and on and talk about this. Either way, it's not meant to be there. So therefore it's an exploit. Therefore it shouldn't be there. Therefore we shouldn't have to experience this bullshit. You know, we're at a point now in Call of Duty where the series needs to take at least a 3-year break. Let's get more content for Modern Warfare. Let's get more content for Black Ops. Let's get more content for Vanguard. Let's get more content for Warzone. Let's fix Warzone. Let's make Warzone and these 3 games the best they can be. Because these series need a break. We don't need a fresh Call of Duty title. Like, I would say after next year, when Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 comes out, let's have a break. Let's just get out. Let's get that well-needed break. Like, it'll be 19 games in, unless they want to make it 20 games in, and then a break. At the end of the day, it's not going to be us who get any say or any quote-unquote decision-making powers at all. It's going to be Activision. They're going to be doing that. And we have the most content-enriched games we've ever had. We've never had a game like this before. Yes, in the older CODs we had this as well. But now we have the most customizable CODs. We have the most, inclusive CODs, which means cross-platform. If Modern Warfare didn't have cross-platform, I would have not have bought it, because I skipped Black Ops 4 purely knowing that this game would fail. No matter how fun it was, it would fail in Australia and be dead in PC within a week. And of course, I was right. Battle Royale, whatever the Battle Royale is called, Blackout, that game mode completely failed on PC because it just died. It just died in a week. Like, even in the beta, like, I lagged out in the beta. I was running 300 ping lobbies in the beta. I was like, fuck this game. I'm not buying it. It's going to be a flop. And I was right. It flopped. On console, very successful. On PC, not so much. Unless you lived in America, of course. Moving on with probably my final point. As I said, we have very good quality of life features in these new Call of Duties. They are so technically and graphically astonishing. But the games are the most unstable pieces of shit we've ever seen. And it's a shame. It really, really is a shame. That's why we need this break. And these little bugs happening near Christmas, people are having time off now. People are going to be gaming more than ever. People are going to be, going on holiday. The developers deserve a holiday too, because they're people as well, and that's their job to go on holiday. That's their job to, have a little fun with their families and friends. That's fine, because they're people too. They're people too, but how can you... if I do bad in a uni semester, I don't play games, freely and, as happy as I should be. I'm sad, because I'm disappointed in myself that I did bad. I have that thought in the back of my mind, I should do this instead. It's like a demon watching you. Like, oh god, this demon's behind me. Oh, it's because I made a bad Call of Duty game and it doesn't work, and I should have stayed those extra hours just making sure. I should have tested this game, I should have tested this, I should have tested that, and now the game's dying and my bosses are whipping me, and but it's okay, we'll just make a skin bundle, we'll sell that, and Activision will love us, yeah! Because at the end of the day, I honestly don't think Activision really gives a shit about the quality of the games. All they care about is money. As long as it's selling and making money, that's all that matters. But if they don't get their money, they're going to be upset, and they're going to have to look, you know what, guys, the game's not making as much money as we used to 3 years ago. So I need you guys to start stepping up the quality of your games, and then they'll have a huge check. They'll check shit. They'll bring in their own QA testers. They'll bring in dudes who have like 20 years programming experience in video games, COD players, whatever they have to do to make these games better, they will do. But they're not going to do it until they see a massive, I guess, drop in sales, a massive drop in cosmetic sales. But unfortunately, there's a moron born every minute, and they will buy bundles, and they will buy the game even though it's broken. Like myself, I bought the game. I'm stupid for buying it, but I like it. I like Vanguard. Anyway, guys, I guess my final thing I want to say is I want this exploit fixed. I want my games to be fun again. I don't want to experience these shitty issues ruining the core experience of games I enjoy. And I'm pretty sure most of you listening will think exactly the same as me. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to cover in this video. I really am pissed off that people are exploiting this perk, and hopefully it gets fixed. Probably won't release another video before Christmas or the New Year, just saying. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. So I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a very safe Christmas. Hopefully you're going somewhere cool or having Christmas at home. But yeah, God bless, or whatever you believe in. Yeah, this is Prophet. Don't forget to stay metal, and of course, beware of